Okay, I think we are online, getting the streaming going. Hello everybody, it's Thursday, and welcome to the Markers and Monsters Stream of Awesomeness. Coming through on Mixer, I hear it. Getting that sweet reverb going. If it's crackly, let me know. Okay, if it's crackly on your guys' end, y'all let me know what's going on with that, or if it sounds crackly, I'll see what I can do. I don't know what I can do, but I will try to do something. And I think that's what's important here. You know, it's all good. How are you guys doing out there in the chat land? I am doing well. I am prepping for a show, man. It's this is life in the 24 hours before a show starts, a convention where it's just crazy getting stuff done. Hi Jared, how are you doing today, my man? Welcome to the stream. Alright, that's cool there. Actually, we'll just like yes. So yeah, getting stuff done. Hey Jared, is the sound really like crackling on your end? I wonder if that was just my speakers making that crackly noise. You let me know. And I'm going to continue taping up marker drawings here for a minute before we get into doing one last marker drawing before the show. So we'll have some fun today. Alright, well you guys look at this picture of Scorpion. And I am going to try to get it uncrackly somehow. Hi CJ, thank you for letting me know. Okay, so you guys tell me if it starts to get any better. Yeah, let me know if that's a little bit better, if it's still crackly. Actually, you know what? I can just unmute and listen to myself. Let's give it a try. Yep, still crack-a-lackin'. Alright, I'm going to actually unplug my mic and replug it here. So give me a minute. Yes, I am the Peter Frampton of streaming. It's all good. Alright, I'm going to unplug and replug. Let's try. The mic now. Let's crank the volume. Hello. Can anybody hear me? All right, let's listen to that. Let's see how that sounds. Nope, still crackling. Awesome. I can't ever do a stream that just like randomly works. Come on, microphone. Work for me, buddy. I know you've got it in you, my friend. Blue snowball. Okay, I'm switching over to a different microphone. All right, how is that? Let's see how that is. I'm talking. Let's see it on the mixer. To a different microphone. All right. That sounds a little better. It's a different mic. Are you guys cool with that? Does that work for you guys? I know it's probably not the best, but it'll work for now. If that's good with you guys, that's good with me. Oh, CJ, no, I don't have the money for a new microphone. Don't tell me these horrible things. But yeah, you might be right. You might be right. All right, Scorpion is tagged up. New Cthulhu pick. Let's get him matted up. Let me just burn through these real quick, and then we'll get right into doing a drawing. So it's good. So what have you guys been up to out there? Yeah, this is the actual onboard microphone for my camera up there. So yeah, it's actually got decent quality. But you may hear my washing machine and dryer in the background go in there. So please pardon my laundry as I get this old Cthulhu framed up. Cthulhu looking nice. Then we got Godzilla. Ready to rock and roll. Get him framed up. So if you can't tell, I've got a show tomorrow. That is the Sci-Fi Valley Con in Altoona, Pennsylvania, which is an awesome show. It's always a good time each year. A lot of fun. A lot of great art. Some pop culture stuff. Like they have some celebrities. Awesome stuff. Hi, Scott Doherty. How you doing today? Welcome to the stream. But yeah, Sci-Fi Valley Con is just, it's a great time. Get a lot of people, a lot of fun. They have a retro gaming arcade, which I love. Which is, I don't get much time to go in there, but a couple of minutes each year. But it's like games from like Pong machines from the 70s. And then like Atari, Commodore 64, all that fun stuff. All the way up to now they're like Xbox 360, PS4. They got Mac 2s you can play, all kind of stuff like that. Here's an old one I had to take out of its frame for some reason, but reframe it now. It's a smoking wizard. So got to get him up. Oh, Scott Docker, you'll be at Sci-Fi. Awesome. Are you going to be? Are you in like an artist, or are you a just like a attendee, or? But either way, yeah. Please come by, say howdy, chat for a little bit. It's a great show for you other folks. I can't recommend it enough. And CJ, looks like you got a first drawing up on YouTube. Nice. I'll have to check that out. These aren't getting framed, but these are, I did a commission. I did a book for a gentleman. And it's the story of how he and his fiance met. So I did, I think, like 12 marker drawings and a cover. And it's all set to words that he and I wrote about like their first date and stuff. And these are the two ones that didn't turn out so great. They were just in my pile. Their first date here. And then it's just, the likenesses were just off for me. It didn't work at all for the wedding. So I kind of abandoned it. But yeah, so I don't know if I'll ever get to show that again. But yeah, these are the two dud ones I still have left that I redrew completely. Oh, cool, Scott. That's awesome. Where is your booth going to be? I got to ask, because I'll come up and check your stuff out, too. Are you on the first floor, the second floor? Or, where are you at? I am at booth I-7. I am right on the lower level. If you go down the escalators, going down the escalators, and then you turn right and go in the doors right there. Turn right again. I'm in that first row, kind of near the other end, so it'll be good times. So I'm filling out my sketch cards too, guys. I'll show you these because they're sitting here. I got Bespin and Boba Fett done. And then you guys have seen me do the Rancor, and I have the Turtles here. But I want to get more Star Wars because I am going to shoot some samples over to Topps to try to get part of their official like sketch cards. They do all kind of stuff. But if I get some Garbage Pail Kids in there, some Star Wars like their brands, that'll be good. And last but not least here, last one to do, we got to get Ghostbusters. This is the one from the last week's stream, which I didn't finish on the stream. I just ran out of time, and it turned out pretty good. Slimer green there in the background. Let's get it matted up, and we'll get right into it. And we can figure out what we want to do today. Something you think will be good for its Sci-Fi Valley Con. So maybe some sci-fi stuff. What do you guys want to see today? So I was thinking we could either do, there we go, that looks good. we could do some, let's keep with that sci-fi theme, shall we? Let's do some Star Trek, maybe some Star Wars if you want. Yeah, any kind of thing like that would be cool. Like some kind of pop sci-fi movie, something like that. My desk is a mess, folks, so pardon the mess. Let's get out the old Bristol. Put away the tape. Get the template. Q18. Okay, cool. I'll have to check that on the map. Yeah, I think it's going to be a good show this year. I'm really looking forward to, I want to, if I can, get an autograph from Olivia d'Abo. They have her billed as one of the voices in Invader Zim, and you know, I'm sure that to a younger crowd, that's probably pretty good. But dude, she was in Conan the Destroyer. Oh yeah, and you guys know how I feel about Conan stuff. So, gotta meet Olivia d'Abo. That's gonna be exciting. And maybe she can autograph something like Conan the Destroyer related for me. That'd be sweet. Alright, let's cut this old girl. Darth Vader sold. I think Vader would be a good one, actually. Star Wars stuff is usually pretty popular for me, and I love the original Star Wars. I have very bizarre feelings about all the new stuff, but to me, the original Star Wars will always have a place in my heart. I love it. So let me tape this sucker off. Let me see if I can't zoom in us a pinch. And we'll go from there. Second to Vader. All right. Vader it is. Let's get it in. If that looks too grainy, you guys let me know. And I can get centered here. This is going to get weird. This is going to get odd, so just hang tight. Okay. We got it going here. Man, this desk is a flippin' mess, you guys. Here's another little tool I got that's just sitting here. This thing doesn't look like much. That's a blade right there, and it is, let me see if I have scrap. Scrap paper. Here we go. It's a paper perforator, right? Roll it over and back. It perforates the paper so you can tear it like that. So for commission forms, it's a new thing we're going to be using. It's cool as heck, and I'm excited about it. But I digress. I keep getting sidetracked here, guys. This is the curse of having lots of stuff on your desk. So what are we gonna do with Vader here, you guys? I kind of want him to be like a badass Vader. Like rather than a kooky Vader that's like eating burritos or something. I don't know. Like let's do a straight up just badass Darth Vader. Shall we? And this is my 2H. I think we can do a little better than that. Let me get out at least an HB, I would think. 3B, 2B, that could work. Yeah, we'll use 2B. Kevin, welcome to the stream. Sand, Vader's only weakness. He hates it. It's coarse. It gets in everything. If you throw a bucket of sand on Vader, he'd go, no! And it would be terrible for him. So, badass Vader. Let me bring up an image of Vader's helmet real quick. And the outfit. And I have to type in Darth Vader. If you type in Vader, you get images of the wrestler. You know, Vader. Darth Vader. Force choking a dude just straight to death. I don't know. I kind of like the idea of, yeah, CJ, I'm right there with you. The lightsaber out. Him just being just an incredible badass. Just Vaderizing some dudes. So badass that even at the end of Rogue One, when you should be rooting for the heroes, and Vader comes out, you switch allegiances immediately. The end of Rogue One. Oh no, man! Everybody's dying to get these not reports. They're not getting reports out, but everybody's flipping dying in order to get the Death Star plans out. And it's like, oh, all these heroes that we care about, they're all dying. I hope they get the plans out. And then you see Vader, and you're just like, kill them all, Darth Vader. Who cares about these losers? Kill everybody. That's the power of the dark side right there. See, Jared, yep. Exactly. Exactly. Nobody gives a crap about the good guys in their goofy helmets when Darth Vader's appearing. Okay, so he's reaching out. Loosely sketch it in. And there's the Vader grip. And we can refine further. I'm just trying to get it out as he's reaching out for you. Yep. See, everybody loves Darth Vader, even though he's the bad guy. But yeah, that's just it. He's such a cool bad guy. Okay, so he's reaching out to give a force choke on a dude, or you, the viewer. And now I need to figure out a way to get that lightsaber in there. And we can do that here. Let's see here. Yep, Scott agreed. I don't care for Rogue One that much, but I've watched that scene on the YouTubes a bunch. And CJ, yeah, everybody was excited. I didn't see it in the theater, so to me, I knew he was coming. No, that doesn't look right. That looks really bad, actually. So he's reaching out for a choke. Kevin, you've mentioned that before. I might have to take you up on that and check that out if it's good. As much as I don't care for what they're doing with Star Wars now, I don't know. Maybe it'll be awesome. Maybe Vader's just cool enough that it doesn't matter. And the control panel. The mask in here. We're getting there. We're just refining. And just finding that shape. He's more machine now than man. Love it. Pardon me. Okay, what he's thinking and feeling. But in a good way, not like in a way like, man, I wish I didn't know this about Darth Vader. Because, like, part of the reason he's such a good bad guy is the mystique. And if I know that Darth Vader's, like, thinking, like, boy, I should not have eaten that, like, space Taco Bell last night, I don't know how much I'm going to be able to accept him as a bad guy after that. I'm having trouble with this because I would like to get that lightsaber in there somehow. Or at least make him look dynamic, and he's very, like, dead on, which I'm not digging. Let's erase this. Let's get the sketchbook out real quick because I just want to idea this up. Alright, we'll use the bottom of this wizard page. That's awesome, Kevin. Alright, so maybe have his choke-a-bitch hand out this way. Here, just getting ready to get that choke on. And then he's his posture's kind of twisted. Like that. Head tilted back a little bit. Like so. Like he's got to be in a position where he's almost looking down on, like, you the viewer, he's looking down on you. Like, 'cause he's so flippin' epic. Right? And he's got the cape, 'cause bad guys wear capes. And so should good guys. I wish I was wearing a cape. And we can do the lightsaber here, like so. The only issue with this I have is then when we go to frame it, it's like it cuts off so much of the saber. But what do you guys think of that? Or him jumping down and attacking someone? I can't see Vader as being a jumper, but I get what you're saying. Like him in like an action shot. So maybe like that, and he's coming out. Here's the hands. Boom. And here's the saber blade up this way, right into my wizard's pipe. I want the drama of the scene to be Vader specifically. He's the hero, right? He's the hero of the picture, as it were. Like Todd Lockwood told me this in a workshop. Not directly. He didn't like say, Colin, here's... No, but he gave advice at a workshop. And he said every drawing has a hero. And you should find that hero first and make them look awesome. And then everything else is like details. So Vader with the lightsaber like that. Ready to fight some dudes. I don't know. I think that's pretty good. Maybe we can do something then with the... And then the frame would be like that. Something down here then. Or even in space up here, we can do some stuff like put the Death Star up there. And maybe some like TIE fighters flying. Stuff like that. And just have him looking like epic. So which one do you guys like? Do you like him like... And we can do like the Death Star in this drawing too in the fighters. But what do you guys like? Like the big epic... Darth Vader is choking you. Or do you like the Darth Vader's like ready to attack? And maybe down here, I don't know if it would look good, but we could put some like rebel helmets or something. Some guy being like, oh God. With the grasping hands, like he's about to get his butt cut down by super gnarly Vader. Or even some guys here with like guns just like, oh crap, in the background. What do you guys like? Option 1 or option 2? So I'll give you guys like a minute or two to vote here, or just, I don't know, vote. Just tell me what you think. And I am going to get the marker paper here back and ready to go. So you guys decide 1 or 2 while I erase this. And you can only see 1. Good. Okay. I don't know how that's... Okay. I'm just going to try to do it this way. We're going to see how that works. With it in the way. Maybe with some rebels behind him in number 2. We could even do that in number 1. But either way, the whole point is like Vader. He's a badass. Oh, that's not a bad idea. Vader with the pod racing trophies. Let's move this here. And then he could be there like, Vader, good job on winning the pod races. And he's like, wizard. Or James Earl Jones like, wizard. Good Lord, episode 1. Thanks for that. And then Darth Vader goes and builds C-3PO. Like, I'm trying to think, did Darth Vader ever encounter C-3PO personally again in the original trilogy? I don't know. I can't remember. But even so, you'd think he'd be like, I built you. Come, robot I built in my garage. Join the dark side. We have cookies. Yes. Option 2 sounds like the end of Rogue One. Yeah? Schooling stormtrooper noobs. You mean like they couldn't hit their targets and he was like, ugh. I have the power to block incoming phaser bolts with my tiny sword, and you guys can't hit a 7-foot-tall Wookiee running down a straight hallway. Amateurs. Amateurs. All right, do you guys have a preference one way or the other? Hello, Blue Gel. How are you doing? Or, I'm sorry, Blue Gel number 1. Or, I don't know if it's gel or if that's a capital I at the end of your name. But either way, welcome to the stream. We're debating about which Darth Vader we want to draw. Choking the audience or fighting with a lightsaber. So throw it in there, guys. 1 or 2. What do you want to see? Or if you don't like either, let me know. Otherwise, I shall decide. Blue Joe. Okay, good deal. Good deal. So way back in the day with the uppercase I thing, we used to have to log into the computers at school, and the domain would be not library. What was it? It had an I in the middle. It was what domain? Not like technology or something like that was the domain, we'll say. I can't remember what it was. But if you were a real jerk, you'd hop onto a computer before somebody got to their assigned seat, and the domain field was always already filled out. So you'd change the L, the lowercase L in technology, to an uppercase I, and nobody could tell, and they couldn't log in. It would become a big stupid thing. I remember that. So I always think about uppercase I's and lowercase L's. All right, you guys, nothing in the chat. All right, I'm gonna go with option number 2. I think that's a little more dynamic. I dig it. So let's just get rolling on this sucker, and we're gonna start in just by roughing in Vader here. As he's getting his lightsaber on. Could you imagine living in the Star Wars universe and having to take a call from your, like say your parents call you or something like that, or, like your wife calls you and tells you to pick up milk, but they don't appear, you don't just talk to them on a phone, but it's like this big, giant projection room that makes their head 22 feet tall. Like when Vader talks to the Emperor. Or if your boss calls you and their head's 22 feet tall or something like that. I wonder if that's just for the Emperor or if everybody has that. I wonder what technology the average people in the Star Wars universe have. Okay. Lightsaber? Oh, yeah, Scott. You got it. Pop them off. Replace it. Honey, I need you to pick up milk. You'd be like, oh, crap. Your head, it's 22 feet tall. There we go. Okay, so Vader's chest piece thing. There's his more machine now than man control panel on his chest. And let's just keep refining here. Get that helmet in. Yeah, I know what you mean. I know Vader's got a big room and he has his, I don't know what you call it, his helmet changing egg chair that he can chill out in. But yeah, you wonder if that's just a thing. Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru just happen to have this this big projector thing. like they're friends at, I don't know, Toshi Station. Or Luke wants to talk to them on the phone. And it's Biggs' head. He's like 20 feet tall or something. Hey, Luke. I'm off to join the Empire. Okay, and then let's keep refining it down. Getting that in there. And a lot of this is just going to be black. I don't think his helmet thing comes down that far, actually, looking at that. But yeah, I always wonder, like, what kind of stuff do they have in the Star Wars universe that the general Star Wars public doesn't know about? Like droids they got. So they basically have walking Alexa, built, of course, by Darth Vader in his garage when he was a kid. So walking Alexa, you have that. People can get blasters and all kind of other stuff. Thermal detonators. I assume that's more like black market stuff. But the technology exists. And spaceships and all this other stuff. But, like what else does the general public just use? I wonder. It's interesting. I don't know. I think it is. But I'm a weird dude, so what can I say? So did anybody see Solo? Speaking of the Star Wars. And if so, what are your thoughts? Because I've been hearing not good things about it. But then I've also heard good things about it. So I'm just curious what everybody's thoughts are out there. Me, I'm not really... I have no interest in it whatsoever. I feel like it's Han Solo's backstory shouldn't be told. But, that is just me. And no cell phones. Yep. Didn't really have too many of them back in the day. Okay, so Vader's cape here. That's where that is. And he's got that sweet, sweet chain necklace. Because Vader is Sith life forever. It's good stuff. And get those eyes just a little better in there. Pardon me. Yeah, Solo, just not something that I had any interest in seeing. And I've heard mixed things about it, but that doesn't surprise me in the least. So this will be all black through here. Black here, black way up here. There we go. Good. It was entertaining. Well, that's good. That's about the best you can hope for from something like that. So that's cool. I guess the thing for me is it's like no matter what they do in the prequel, nothing can change the fate of Han Solo in the new movies, which is disastrous. So it's like, what's the point? Like if, for instance, Han Solo, you learn in the prequel, he has like a Han Clone O, we're going to call it, or Han Duo. Han Duo, I like that. And it's his clone, and that was the one that got killed in whatever it is, episode whatever, then yeah, I'd be like, oh, great, good. But you know they're not going to do that. And that's unfortunate. Yeah, it's like nothing they do changes what happens in the future. And I really don't like what happens in the future. I really don't. But that's cool. If it's an entertaining movie that people like, then that's all that really matters, I guess. I have hang-ups, folks. I have hang-ups about Star Wars. As my wife says, get over it. Okay, there we go. And Vader's got on sweet, sweet gloves. Like a boss. Gloves and a cape, man. That is how a person should roll out to prom. Yeah. Ladies or gentlemen, whatever. If your date shows up in gloves and a cape, you have found yourself a winner. That's all I'll say about that. Gloves and a cape. There we go. Get in that hand. Let me get the ruler out so I can make sure this is nice and straight here in his hand. So the edge of the blade will be there. That's part 1. And then part 2. And we'll make that lightsaber blade thinner here in a minute. Is part 3. Part 2. So that's what he's holding right there. Hi, Trouble Wolf. How you doing today? Glad you could make it to the stream. Welcome. I know, Scott, they did, and I think that was the biggest mistake they could have made. Is telling us, you know, showing us Vader as a kid. It takes away so much mystique. Vader's story is one thing, though, because you could wonder how could someone fall to the dark side. Like the Han Solo thing, there's no questions that I need answered for that. Frankly, I didn't need Vader's story answered either. How did Vader succumb to the dark side? Doesn't matter. He did. The point of the story isn't that. The point of the story is, how does somebody deal with, well, we'll go from Empire. How does somebody deal with knowing that their family is essentially evil? Like, it's a story of, like, if you just found out that your grandfather was like Hitler, let's say, right? Or not even Hitler. Let's not even go there. Your like grandfather, say, was like a Nazi. How do you deal with that? And that was essentially Luke's story. So it doesn't really matter the why of Darth Vader for me. It was more about how does Luke deal with it. And it was a silly pulp type style movie as well. And they kind of got all of that wrong, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, as far as the prequels go, CJ, I agree with you. I mean, it's just one of those things where like it like wounded me when I was younger. You know, like I loved Star Wars so much, and it's like how can they kind of disrespect it and the fans with this stuff? But who cares? It's a movie, you know. At the end of the day, it's like really who cares? But I cared for a longer time than I care to admit. Oh, that's me, sad Colin. Getting in the sadness. Love it. All right. And let's see here. I want to make sure everything's good. I'm good to go. There we go. All right, so what are you guys thinking about, like the stance and the pose and all that that's coming along? Is it looking all right? Does it need some work, etc.? Vader's cool belt. And then now I need a good picture of Vader's, like... Okay, that's what I thought. And we need the legs now. And he kind of has a, how should I put this? Like a, almost a leather like protector coming down there. And then don't forget he also has on like a vest type deal. Okay, there we go. That's good. Thank you, CJ. I appreciate it. You liked it, Kevin? That's good. That's awesome. If you can find something that you like about it, then yeah, and you know, enjoy. That's great. Alright, now I need a good look at Vader's lightsaber here. Actually, you know what? No. The hands, for me, they're a little wrong. So we need to fix that. So his hands are coming out this way. There's the thumb there. The fingers wrap around the pole, or the saber hilt. With the knuckles being there. And then same with this. So the thumb comes up this way. There's the, we'll say, the hole that the saber hilt goes into. So he's leaning it out towards the camera. So instead of doing that, he's doing that. I think. I don't know. blade is definitely thinner than the handle. And that way we can get the top of the blade in no problem. Does that make sense to you guys, or does that look awful? You guys tell me. If the hands look any better there or not. And then his gloves have a rippling effect on them. Like so. That's good. The belt has, for lack of a better term, doohickeys on it. Little bleep blip things he can change. Let's get a good view of that panel then for me. That's on his chest. And he's got 1, 2, 3 little bars there. And they're too big. And then a series of buttons down here. So we got to get those details in just right, gang. So 3 little bars. And then over here he's got a green and a red button. Which is great, because I hope that the green button is like breathing apparatus start and red is breathing apparatus stop. You know, not like you can accidentally hit those while he's in battle or something. I love that. And then these are black. This black stripes are here. There's something down the middle. This is all black in here. Yada, yada, yada. And black cape. The black here. A lot of black on Darth Vader. Go figure. There we go. That's a little better. Cool. Cool beans, yo. And then, good. Saturday? Sure. I would be happy to. Kevin, I will set it aside for you, okay? Oh. I would be more than happy to. That piece got a surprising at the last show number of people like what is this? They were so interested. So hopefully got some people tuning into the live stream. If you're out there tuning into this sucker, because of the Captain America piece, welcome to the stream, yo. Glad to have you. All right, so let's get us a Death Star. Thrown in. Hi, All About Art. How you doing today? And here's the what did you call it, Kevin? The pod racing trench. Pod racing trench. the giant screw your planet gun. And over here, we're going to do some sweet, sweet ties. I'm just going to whomp them in like this real quick. Flying in formation. I was thinking about having Vader's tie up there, but considering he's on the ground killing some dudes, he's not flying it. So we're going to just go regular ties. Hi, Mr. Fallout V2. How are you today? Okay, yeah, we've got a lot of negative space right yay-wise. We got some negative space, so he can be killing some dude. I don't know, or we could leave it as is. Something like that. Oh, cool. Thank you, All About Art. I appreciate that. I will take that as a compliment. Because I don't know if adding somebody in here would be would detract. You know? That actually sounds like a decent story, Kevin. That sounds pretty cool. Is it like a full ongoing, like there's no stopping, or is it like it's a 12-issue miniseries, or how's that going to work out? Do you happen to know? Okay. Got a picture of some rebels. They're on the, God, I'm a nerd, the Tantive 4. I got my image up. They've got their cool hats on. And this guy here is getting a scream out. He's like, oh, crap. Which is, I'm not going to lie to you, when you see Vader, the official thing to yell out, oh, crap. And he's got his sweet blue-collared shirt with brown vest on. Dude, these guys are snazzy. That's something I love about the original Star Wars. It looks like the 70s. I love that about it. And Vader's just looming up like, I don't know, in the James Earl Jonesiest voice you could muster. Your ass is mine. Oh, thank you, All About Art. Much obliged. Mr. Fallout, next make a unicorn. I don't know if we'll have time, but here. I just had this sitting on my shelf. I did it for a project for actually my sister-in-law. So there's a unicorn. That's just a prelim sketch. Oh, cool. So they have an evil 3PO and R2-D2. Sold. That's awesome. A psychotic R2-D2 and C-3PO. Okay, so now I need a good picture of a rebel's gun. You know, I could just make it up, but I hate doing that. Like, I want an actual picture of like what did the guns look like in the first Star Wars. So they're tubes. Back like yes, like that. And they've got scopes on top, so a secondary tube on top of that tube. And then a front here like that. So tube on top of a tube, easy peasy. Okay, and then we can erase some of this garbage in there. And all right, what do you guys think of it with the Rebel Trooper down there? I thought it was going to look terrible, but I kind of dig it. And then we can have some other Rebel Troopers here. I don't know. In the background. Like, let's get a guy here. And they're all, like, screaming. They're, like, freaked out. I don't want them to look, like, confident at all. I want these troopers to look like they know, like, crap is about to get super real for them. Like so. And this guy, he's got on a cool collared shirt with brown vest too. And let's have him have his gun leveled at Vader. And I don't need to worry too much about the details there in the hands, you know. And they're like wide-eyed, like, oh, crapzilla. Good. Thank you, Scott. I appreciate that. Yeah, I agree. Actually, I think adding in the troopers was the right decision. I was unsure at first, but I'm liking the way it's turning out. And then another dude over. Yay! He's got the helmet on with the. And I think I'm going to have to go in and ink the troopers' faces before coloring them. But we'll get there. We're not there yet. And let's have his gun going this way. With his hand down here. And yeah, I want to convey that these guys are not having a good time. They're not confident in their ability to just waste Vader. Okay. Guys, I can't believe this. I think I'm ready to start the markerizing. Oh, one last thing here. Vader's black. These guys' helmets are black up in these spots. So that's a lot of black, and the sky's black. So that's a lot of black on black. So what I'm going to do is add in not quite a Borealis effect, but something similar-ish to get some color in there. Does that make sense? That's awesome. Kevin, that sounds like something out of the Power of the Force, or not Power of the Force, Force Unleashed games. All right. Let's boom that down there. First thing I'm going to do is make sure this is nice and straight. Actually, I don't like that at all. Either way, I guess what I'm trying to say is the red of the marker, the light, bright red, is going to that pencil lead's just going to get shifted around underneath of it, and it's going to look bad. So I got to erase as much as I can around there. And then I'm going to take my way lighter pencil that you guys might not even be able to see, and I am going to make sure this is a nice straight line here, and a little bit tilted out so that the fattest point, it's like a pyramid, the fattest point is the top as the blade's coming out toward us. So like that, and I can that up around there. Because I want it to look like he's about to strike down at this guy, this dude here. And unlike Obi-Wan Kenobi, this guy is not going to be more powerful than ever before. He's just going to be flipping dead. Okay, so the next step then that I want to do is on this Rebel Trooper's helmet. We're going to call him Rebel Red Shirt here. And he's got to have a red line like that. That's a black reflective surface. So that's going to be a nice red line right there, reflecting the lightsaber that's imminently about to, like, disembrain him there. And then we're going to have to put red on a little bit of just bleeding light red in areas, and we'll get there. But for now, this is the start. So I'm going to erase a little bit. I can see the lines, even if you guys can't, to know where to throw my stuff in. And we're going to start there. Okay. So I need like an almost white red for the core. That might be something I need to go in with paint later. And then for the exterior, we're going to use this light rouge. We're going to see how this works as the exterior, because the blade, the lightsaber blade has a core middle part that's bright, and then like an exterior component here that's like the glowing laser edges of it. So that's cool. And then we're going to put in with red. We're going to use pale yellowish pink. We're going to see how that goes down. It's not as bright as I would like, but I mean, there's not much I can do. So there we go. All right, our first markers of the day are put in, only an hour in. And then for this poor sap's helmet, we're going to go bzzz there. Add in this pink core. And then we can start adding in some reddish highlight areas, but I need to erase a little bit first. So around there, onto there. So it's going to be like on his glove a little bit. Going that way. Same with over here. Just a little bit. And that's good for now. It'll definitely appear in his eyes too. Now he looks like an evil cat. So hooray. That's good. And on his shiny reflective helmet. A little bit over there. Good. Okay, so now let's go in with some of the blacker colors of this. I want it on here too. And we'll get going. So I'm going to start with cool grays. We're going to go all the way up to 9 to start. Right here on this dude's gun. Ba-ba-ba-boom, like that. Fill it in. Next up, I want to find a nice shade of blue for this guy's sweet, sweet outfit. Which is kind of like a pale, light blue gray. So let's see what I got. Blue violet. Let's try that. I don't think it's going to work, but you know what? Let's try it. And if it doesn't work, we're just going to stick with it anyway. It's good for the shadow areas, I think. To get that filled in. The dude's collar. These poor bros back here. To get that slapped in there. Anywhere there's shadow areas on them. Just like that. Same with this guy here. He's got a little bit here. That works. At least for now. And then I think I'm going to go in with powder blue on top of that. I like that better. And we'll go over all the shadow areas too, so that they kind of blend in. I know it's a weird place to start, but it felt right to me to get that section, their outfits done. I know it's like one of the least important parts of this whole drawing, but that's okay. Devil's in the details. You should, man. Kevin, you totally should. I can recommend, like, do you guys remember the old LucasArts games like TIE Fighter and X-Wing for the PC? That's some good stuff. Or I can heartily give a recommendation to any of these Super Star Wars games on, surprise, surprise, Super Nintendo. It is good stuff, and I like it. Okay, so Vader's got like a... that looks bad, but it's like a bit of fabric there. So we're going to start putting him in with the very darkest I have. Yeah. The really dark areas of Vader are going to be done with this. This is, I'm going to go cool gray, actually. Cool gray, number 10. Vader's got a lot of blue to him, but just like I said, the deepest, darkest areas of Vader. That part of him that's still upset that he killed all those sand people. The deep, dark parts of Vader are going to be done with this cool gray, number 10. We're going to go from there. I hate sand. It's so coarse. Gets in everything. go. Down here. That's good times. Good times. The first person shooter. I want to say it's something Academy, like Jedi Academy or something like that, but I cannot recall for the life of me. Jedi Academy? Maybe. Dark Force is nice. Pardon me. Yeah, some of those old ones are still really good and fun to play. This is good. This is good. I'm liking how this is coming along thus far. Thus far. I don't know about you guys, you other guys that draw and do artwork and stuff like that, but there comes a point, and I'm at that point now, where I go into like full-on drawing panic mode. Where I'm like, no, whatever I'm doing, it's terrible and it's not going to work, and this whole thing's going to fall apart. And everyone's going to hate me, and they're all going to laugh at you. That's where I'm at right now. They're all gonna laugh at you moment. I can hear Carrie's mom just saying it in my head over and over and over again. They're all gonna laugh at you. It's like that panic mode where it's like I feel like I'm gonna make a mistake, you know what I mean? And just this whole drawing and all this time that we've spent together working on it, it's just all down the toilet. It's so weird. It's so weird. You know, like I talked to some artists and they're like, yeah, I'm just 100% confident in my work. And it's like, I generally am, but still there are times, man. There's times in every drawing where it's not a confidence. If somebody said, can you draw this? I could say, yeah, but it's just, okay, Colin, don't screw this up, man. This one's for all the marbles. I don't know how to explain it better than that. Also, I'm bad at words, apparently, so yay. Bad at the words. Okay, so this guy's going to have some black in the visor part right here. Vader's going to have on his, I don't know if it's a jacket or what, but that section of his body. Go, and same with down here. It's going to be a little more full. We'll add in texture in a bit. Pardon me. And then the cape part of our presentation can begin. Actually, I think I'm going to go with the cape full dark, or mostly full dark.
mostly full dark. So there we go. And just a little space here that I can finish up with the white gel pen afterwards for where the that bottom of that gun barrel is going to be. So we can differentiate between the full black of the cape and then the dark of the gun barrel. And then that means in here there's plenty of black space. Rebel McRedshirt's nose, lips, mouth, the chin area here. There we go. Hi, the Flashbuster. How are you doing today? Welcome to the stream. And then this section of the cape here. Leave just a little bit of an edge on his shirt. Vader's in, he's in Battlefront. Ugh. I bet. That would still be cool, though. Do you guys, does anybody remember the Star Wars arcade game? Like the first Star Wars arcade game. The one that you sat in and it was like you were piloting a, I'm back here. A X-Wing and you had to go on like the Death Star trench run. And it was like in a cabinet, you like sat down. That was a lot of fun. I remember that. And then there was another one from years later that had a, it was like a lightsaber was the joystick. And I remember that one, I liking the idea, because you could like get in lightsaber duels or whatever, but it being hard as granite. Like it was rough. Because you then had to use that same lightsaber hilt as like a, how should I put it? Like as a blaster to like point where you want to shoot on the screen. And there was like first person view parts where you had to like shoot troopers and stuff. I like the lightsaber battle mechanic, but the rest of it was left a little something to be desired. But that first one was awesome. Correct, Kevin. That's not only the exact game, but the exact like location of the game that I was thinking about. Over by where Green Gate Mall used to be. Let's go with a C7. Yeah, but I remember it was awesome. I liked it a lot. Okay, that's good there. Sideshow Pizza also had that super dope Ninja Turtles arcade game where there were 4 players. So you could each play your favorite turtle. I liked Raph. Raph's my guy. Okay, and then a C, we'll do 5. And we're going to fill in some more gaps here. Get a little bit of this red, light rouge. Put it in there to get some of that local color, or the light color coming off that blade. That's all right. Oop, should have erased that first. That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Is it a... I remember it was a quarter sucker even back in the day. You know? How do you not get hit by enemies? No, you get hit by them. And if you suck, put it a new quarter. Oh, that's old school, baby. I love it. The game designers did not give a crap about the people playing their game. As long as they kept feeding it quarters, they were happy as clams. Okay, and I'm thinking I'm going to need to change Cool Gray 5 here real quick, or refill it, I should say. So, we'll let that sit for 2 seconds. I'm going to grab that. Check. 1. And 5. There we go. Alright, let's refill this sucker up and we'll get back into it. Vader has a lot of complicated black colors all over him. I don't have any Kleenex here, damn. That's okay. And hopefully I don't refill this too much, because I've been doing that lately. And it just pours and smears, and that's no good. So, in we go. I feel like I've hit something. I'm going to call that good for now. There we go. All right. Kevin, what 90s Turtles figures are you referring to? I'm unsure which ones you're talking about. 90s turtles. Are they recent? Like they're like the 80s Turtles, like recent, or what are you referring to? Let me know. I'd be happy to answer your question. I'm just unsure. There we go. Leave some chain space in there. Get that filled in good. Good. That's a good start. I feel like we can start working from there to kind of render it even more Vader-y. Oh, okay. Yeah, thank you. Sorry. Yeah, no, I like them. I think they're awesome. I think that's super cool. Sorry, I wasn't sure which ones you meant. But yeah, they look really good. That is still one of my, like, that movie is still a favorite of mine. I think it's one of the best comic book movies really ever made. Alright, let me erase. Plus, give it up for Corey Feldman as Donatello. Gotta love it. All the voices were good. Splinter is one of the all-time great I guess puppets or animatronics. Casey Jones in that movie, super awesome. Oops, love it. Good looking April O'Neil. Didn't look anything like April O'Neil in the cartoon, but I don't care. Raph swearing up a storm. I don't think my little 8-year-old brain knew how to handle that movie back in the day. So good. Okay. Alrighty dighty. Vader is coming along nicely. I'm liking it thus far. There's always room for a good screw up though. So gotta stay diligent, you know. Ninja Turtles is another one that, like, I really do think, for whatever reason, I don't know how it happened, but Eastman and Laird really hit it. They hit something within, like, pop culture, I guess we'll say. Or, like, within the cultural zeitgeist, or within all of us, that, like, Ninja Turtles will last forever. Like, there's something, it's so weird to think. It's such a dumb idea. But there's something so, like, timeless and iconic about the Ninja Turtles that I don't know where that comes from, but it's there all right, and it works well. It's very cool. I dig that, man. Like a garden. Where is Cool Gray? Number 7. I need number 7. Alright, Darth Vader's control panel has stuff along the sides there, so we're going to do that. Then we're going to do that. What is his answer? What is Raph's answer? Isn't he like, I don't know, or something like that? I can't remember now off the top of my head. There we go. And now for the belt parts. He's just got a couple of doodads here. I don't feel the need to make the belt the most accurate thing. It's fine like how it is, just being kind of thrown in there. And it's gray here. Like a lighter gray. So let's get out the 4 and throw in that. There we go. All right, I like the way Vader's coming along thus far, so that's awesome. No, you're right. That is a good line. Well, I don't know. Raph, my God, man, you are cool but rude. I love it. Oh, Raphael. Let's get a little darker with the 5 here. Start throwing this in. TV news reporter. Too bad, Raph. You are too bad. Okay. Is this starting to look more like Vader ought to look to you guys? Because doing his helmet's actually pretty difficult, I gotta say. Surprisingly. There's a lot of like fiddly little bits here and there I'm noticing. With the light and reflectivity, I'm not good at those things. So hopefully it's looking good to you guys. I'm liking it thus far. Okay. Now I'm going to do this lightsaber hilt real quick. Just easy peasy, lemon squeezy mode. There we go. Good, good, good. Now we can start filling in other gaps in this thing. And that will be good. Thank you, Scott. I know, there's a lot of things I need to practice on. Shiny black's a big one for me. And then like hands holding guns in different positions. I definitely need to do a little more with that. But just really haven't gotten into it yet. Let's get the black 3, I'm going to say. Or cool gray 3. So something to definitely work on in the future. Hey, by the way, Scott, while I'm thinking about it, did you had if I recall last year, you had a like penguins prints, right? That's like with the words on it. It's like the names of the players are like hidden in there. Is that you that I'm thinking of? Because if so, I know last year I think my mom bought one off of you, and she still loves it. It's like still up in her house. That's you, all right. That's what I thought. Yeah, my mom got one off of you last year, and she still has it up. She loves it. Where'd that red go? Right there. Okay. We are going to put in green for this. We're going to put in some gray buttons. Oh, that's right, that's right. Well, still, yeah, definitely. I thought I'd mention that. Because my mom, she's a fan. Okay. C 5, 4. We'll do 4. And we'll get out 2. Really, it's not symmetrical. Huh. It's kind of weird and fascinating. Okay. Next up, well, first of all, plug it in the computer time so it doesn't die on us. There we go. Next up, some delicious water. This video brought to you by water. Keeps people alive. Drink it. Okay, now for the brown of the vests. I'm going to start with... This might be too brown. That's okay. We're going to gray it out here, but this is cashew color. And I don't know if these guys' vests are actually brown or if they're just really dark, because they might be black, but we're going to darken it up. But I kind of like the idea of it being a color in there for now. There's a lot of black. In the drawing. So tone that up a little bit with this. I like that. Now we're going to get a warm gray. Number 5. Warm gray number 5. And hit this. And tone it a bit. It should hopefully take it down so it's not so vibrantly brown. Which, if anyone's looking for a new name for a punk band, Vibrantly Brown, I give to you. Use as you like. Okay, and then for these guys' helmets, inside we're going to go with a warm gray. 7, I think. Pretty dark. Back in there. And again, I'm definitely saving the flesh tone colors for near the end. And we'll get that thrown in. for this guy. And then, once again, Cool Gray's up top. Cool Gray's in his dome here. That's a little lighter than I want. So I'm going to go in with a darker here in a second. After I get these guys' domes thrown in. I'm going to go with Cool Gray number 7. And we'll use for the highlights in their shiny black domes, the white gel pen here at the end. There we go. Okay, that's coming along nice. I like that. Next step, get those ties thrown in just a wee bit better. At least the outlines of them. Like that works for me for an outline. And this guy, we got to keep him in formation too. What are you doing? It's Porkins' brother. We're going to call him Dorkins? He's a TIE fighter. What are you doing, Dorkins? Stay in formation. Alright, cool. So now I can start getting in the pitch black abyss of space drawn in. Because that's what I'm all about. Kevin, have I done Swamp Thing? I have not yet. That's been on my list for a long time. I haven't been able to do. Not that I haven't been able, but just the time is, I just don't have the time for it yet. But it's definitely one I'd love to do that, and I'd love to do like Man Thing and what is it, the Heap. But yeah, definitely want to do Swamp Thing. Big fan of Alan Moore's run. And he's been really good in New 50, or not New 52, Rebirth. I haven't read any like full. I don't think he has an ongoing, but where he's popped up in like Constantine or Constantine and some others like that, I've really liked, him. So he's been good. I know they had a Christmas special. I just haven't read it. And for the Black Abyss of Space, I'm using, again, Cool Gray number 10, which is getting a workout. Yeah, Swamp Thing would be a blast, I think, to draw. Swamp Thing. Do you guys like the Swamp Thing movie from the 80s with Adrienne Barbeau in it? And the sequel has Heather Locklear? Heck yeah. So good. But yes, I like those movies. Thank you to you too, Scott. Yeah, I'll definitely have to try and find you and stop by. And anybody else who's watching who's going to be there, check Scott's stuff out. Scott, feel free to throw your website or any stuff like that in the chat if you want, because I'm all about helping other people promote too. So, will do, man. Thank you for stopping by. Much appreciated. Swamp Thing. He's a crazy monster of the swamp. And he's gonna rip your arms off. Often swamp don't rhyme, but that's okay. Shut up, I don't care. Good times, good times. And a good time was had by all. In space, no one can hear you breathe through your rebreathing apparatus. Star Wars. In space, time is measured in units of distance. In space, Wookiees give life debts to you. It's a good time in space, everybody. Lots of cool stuff happens there. Yeah, the DC Dark, whatever it is, Dark Justice League or whatever, the movie, the cartoon is awesome. I like it. I'm a big Zatanna fan, so seeing her was really good. And Swamp Thing is awesome. Still want that to be pretty dark back there, but I'm going to go with a dark purple-ish. This is reddish blue. Yeah, I dug that one quite a bit. Now, Swamp Thing also had appearance in the Batman Harley Quinn movie. I didn't care for that movie. I don't know. Some people did. I did not. But Swamp Thing had a cool appearance in that for a little bit. And I felt he was kind of wasted, but still. But yeah, the Justice League Dark was awesome. Okay, that works for me there. Let's get Blue Violet 13. Hydrangea Blue. Thrown in too. Why? Why not? What the heck? Let's get crazy. Hydrangea Blue. You might be thinking, hell, that doesn't work at all in the slightest. You'd be correct, but I don't care. It's in there now. We got to keep rolling with it. That's life, everybody. Roll with the punches. It's life, and that's art. Got to keep it rolling. Or as What's-His-Nuts said in Fast Times at Ridgemont High, no matter what happens, you got to keep your toes tapping. I actually don't like how it goes around the helmet that way. So let's get the 10 and let's fill that back in. Let's backfill it. Dun, 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 dun. There we go. Get that done. That's a bit better, I think. And I'm actually going to go in with the Cool Gray 7 here near the top. Get that kind of shaded down. this one's run out of juice too. Man. And then I'm going to go in with 5, if I can find it, which I know should not be running out of juice as we refilled it, and fill in this area. So the blue is toned down. It's still there, kind of, but not really. Give a nice blend to everything. And there we go. And there we go. Yeah, I think that'll help. Because I didn't really want that to be blue, but just like a toned dark color. Kevin, it's issue 25 or whatever. I think. Yes, Saga of the Swamp Thing. And it's issue 21, I believe. And that's where Alan Moore's run starts, and you could just pick it up there. I think it's really good. Okay. Let's get this Death Star thrown in. I am rapidly running out of time here. I'll finish this guy up, but I've got to get moving and grooving. You know. On that. So yeah, Saga the Swamp Thing 21. And it is really good. It's it kind of picks up like they in the first 2 issues of that, like 21 and 22, they kind of just wrap up what was going down in all the rest of the series, the Len Wein version, and Bernie Wrightston drew. And that's cool, but you don't really need to, you can just kind of pick it up as is, and you'll be fine with it. But yeah, and then it gets really good. It gets really trippy and surreal and weird, which is what I like in my comic books about plant monsters. Trippy, surreal weirdness. I'd also recommend along the same lines, if you've never read the Sandman, Neil Gaiman's Sandman, I would heartily recommend that. But you guys don't need me telling you that. Anytime you read like best comics of all time list, there you go. Swamp Thing's there. Sandman's there. Get them and read them. They're good. Alright, let's get this Death Star filled in and shadowed with Cool Gray number 6. These Cool Grays have been earning their keep this episode, so that's fun. Now we go in with the pens. I think all the texture is going to come out real nice with these. Okay. Hi, Woody the Wizard. How are you doing? Dark Helmet. You know what, man? You are not the first person to recommend Dark Helmet. So I think he's coming. I think he's coming. All right, let's see these TIE fighters. Actually, I'm sorry, not Blazing Saddles. Mel Brooks in general is one that I think people gravitate towards, because my pictures of Dr. Frankenstein and Igor do really well. And we'll focus these downs with the pens here after a bit. There we go. That's good. Okay, on to the Rebel Troopers' sad, frightened faces and hands. Let's do it. Let's do this thing. We're going to need some milky white color. That's the name of the color, milky white. That's raw silk. Milky white. So I'm going to start with, this is Ash Rose, and we're going to do the shadow areas in Ash Rose. There we go. Mostly shadow on the hands. And then we can go in with this nice milky white color over top. Like so. That works for me for now. And a nice dark color, maybe a 8 for the strap on his chin guard thing. That's cool. Okay. And actually a darker color down here would do well too. Alright, now for these goofballs back here. These poor jerks. And they're just getting put in with the... we'll do the Ash Rose here on some parts of them, like the noses under there. The helmet hits, cheekbones. Like so. Ooh, I can see this one wants to drip. There we go. That's good. And now we'll go in with the... Oh, I'm sorry. Forgot this gentleman's hands. Now I can go in with the milky white here. And get that put in. So in the Star Wars universe, we were talking about the technology earlier. Do you guys think like home recordings of audio exists? Meaning, do you think Darth Vader owns like a CD, we'll say, of the Mos Eisley Cantina band and their song? I like to think that that's the case. Okay. All right, there we go. And then just got to erase some of this here. And this guy's helmet. Whoop, come here, you. Needs some shadows, just a big white thing. It doesn't look good there. So we are going to use warm grays on that. We can do a little bit of pink here too, where this comes up. Back that way. And then we're going to use warm gray number 1. Oh, shoot. That's no good. My thing got messed up here. Oh, that's no good. My one cap fell into my thing. Not fun. So this is going to take crackerjack timing, Wang. Oh, come on, baby. To not screw up all of my markers here. Maybe I'm human, maybe I'm blind. Yeah. Okay, that's all messed up. Good. Good. All my markers messed up. Oh, thank you, Kevin. Greatly appreciated. Yeah, these markers all need to get readjusted here. So that's good times. Give me 1 second, you guys, to pop these out so that I can reseat all the markers. One of my lids got caught in my marker case underneath the grid system, so they got all kind of screwed up. This is a flippin' nightmare. Okay, there's no way around this. I've got to do it. I've got to lift the whole grid system out of here. And there go all of my markers dumping. Yeah, this big grid system I have in my case stores all my markers. And one of the caps got caught inside of here. And when I tried to pull it out, it just screwed everything up. Okay, great, good, great, grand, wonderful. I'm back into it now. These are so messed up, all of this. But let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it grooving, guys. And we're going to get there, you and me. Okay. Inking time. Huzzah. Got my ink. Got my water. Got my pen. Or my brush. Yeah, my marker case is a freaking mess now. So I got to reorganize all this stuff here tonight. And I still have crap to do to get ready for the show. So it's gonna be a long evening for your old buddy Colin, everybody. I'm using the Quad Zero brush, ultra fine. And I'm going to start here on Vader's helmet. This is another one of those times when I start to like have a panic attack. Because I like the marker portion of this and I don't want to screw it up with bad inks. That would be bad. Screwing up is bad. Remember that, guys. Screwing up is bad. So they tell me. There we go. So I'm looking at Vader's helmet again, just to get a really nice look. Ooh. Hate those horizontals. And let's just get this filled in a little better. There we go. Pardon me. Certain things I'll need to go in then with the paint pen to like touch up. And I will be glad to do that here at the end. I hate these horizontals. There we go. It is a hard angle. But yeah, this will all need to be a little bit of touch up that I can see I need to do already. But we'll get there. Same within the helmet here. I definitely think it can stand to be a little darker in these areas. So I'll have to go in afterwards and start mucking about with that. But for now, I'm happy with the way it looks generally. Darker in there would be good. Okay. Now we can really start to let play a little bit here. Get his sweet pimp chain drawn in. Boy, I do hate those horizontal angles. With keeping the paper straight like I do for video, some of the angles are way harder than others, but going across is really difficult for me. Kind of a tangent area there, but that's okay. I'll let it slide this time. Okay. Same with like this area. I think these areas, now that I have the black in, and I see just how dark the black ink is on top of this, some of these areas can stand to be a little bit darker, I think. And I'll go in at the end and, well, darken them up. I mean, that's all I can do, right? Just get little bits. Hello, Bee Killer. Good to see you again. And thank you, Hypebot, for informing me that I'm being hosted. Much obliged, my friend. How are you doing today, Bee Killer? Hopefully pretty awesome. Die, rebel scum. That's what I assume Vader's saying. E3. When's that start? Is that, don't tell me that's this weekend. Guess I could have done this with a pen. These fiddly bits, but I don't know. The brush adds a little bit of character, you know. Yeah, I hope E3 doesn't start this weekend. I hope it's a great crowd at Sci-Fi Valley Con tomorrow. You guys, come on down. Okay, going into this guy's gun. I keep going back, that's no good. He's got a scope here. That's cool. And the barrel here. Gotta give it just a little bit of texture there. Doesn't need too much, I don't think. Keep it cartoony, you know. Bee killer. You and that Life is Strange. It cracks me up. Are they really going to announce a trailer for it? Like, are you just joking around, or are they truly going forward with a new one? There we go. Alright, so let's work on his gloves here. Vader's got crinkly gloves. I dig it, like a boss. What did I say at the beginning of the stream to all you ladies? If your prom date shows up in gloves and a cape, you have got yourself a winner. Words to live by, folks. Okay, lightsaber parts going in. Like so. Good. That would be awesome if there was a new trailer for it. I do like watching all the E3 trailers come in. Nothing wrong with some video gaming. There we go. Where do I keep it all? Well, I try to sell most of it. So the marker drawings, I have a bin, and they usually go. Some of them are from last year still, but usually within a year, each marker drawing I make sells. There's still a couple that are a bit older than that, but that's okay. They might go into the discount bin soon. I haven't decided yet. Some of it I keep for myself. That I have like a big book, I should say, that a portfolio book that I put the artwork I like to keep in, so it's all in one place safe and I can look at it whenever. And I also put other artists' work in there that's not on display. A couple pieces that are really nice that or mean something to my wife and I are up on the walls of my house. And then, yeah, the rest is for sale at cons. Goes in the portfolio book, you know, and hopefully gets sold off. But yeah, all these marker drawings, like this Vader, I have no doubt that this weekend it'll sell. And honestly, if it doesn't, I'd be surprised, but it will go at the next one. Like eventually you kind of learn about like what you think will go. I could be completely wrong though, because I've had some piece of art that I'm thinking, man, this is awesome. This thing's gonna go like instantaneously, and then it doesn't. And I have other pieces that I'm like, I'll never be able to sell this, aka Michael Myers and that Russian bear, and it goes, and I'm like, wow, you know, I'm shocked about that. So it's very weird. So I hope that answers your question on that. I hope that helps. Yeah, I just like art in general. I mean, so it makes sense to have some of it hanging around. We just bought a painting off of a friend from the Cranberry Artists Network, my wife and I, and hung that up in our bedroom. We have no art in our bedroom, of all places. The walls are pretty bare, so we finally got a nice piece hung up that we both love. So that's pretty cool. That belt looks good. Where do you guys keep your art? Like, if you guys buy art, where do you guys keep it? Yeah, pretty much. They'd be like, hand-drawn art? Like, it's not digital, bro. What's the deal? But yeah, that's how I roll, man. Old school. Old school is the only school I know. Okay, in for Sergeant Redshirt here. He's about to get a lesson on why you shouldn't bring yourself to a Darth Vader fight. There we go. That's cool. Hey man, you got to keep practicing. So yeah, I keep just about everything too. I have even just sitting here, just like shelves full of sketchbooks. I have shelves of my old high school and elementary school sketchbooks. Good times there. All right, that Rebel Trooper is good. Vader looks pretty good right now. I'll go in with the pen and give him some texture. But right now, Yes, Bee Killer, spread the word, my man, so we can get that Bob Ross emote. Happy little trees. Robert Ross, what a guy. He was dead, I think, when I was like 2 or 3. I can't remember, but he's been gone a long time is my point. But he's a celebrity I would have loved to have met. If he was still around, oh man, look at my hand. Look at all the, I don't know if you can see it, the pencil ink, or the pencil lead that's smeared. And I don't have a box of Kleenex here, which is shitty. Whoop, pardon my French there. Sorry. I try not to do that on this show. All right, let's have these freaked out guys just looking like, oh crap. Things are about to get real up in here. I'll go in with the pens and fix that up a little bit. Alright, chin guards there. And there we go. And I'm going to darken up inside their helmets as well. He's got his blaster out. He's ready to die. There we go. And finish that up. Bob Ross, man. What a guy. Pardon me. Yeah, it's for me, Bee Killer, it's not even like worried about the ratings or anything like that, but like when I say family friendly, I mean it because I don't mind if like kids watch this show. Like when I was a kid, I would watch like drawing shows and stuff. And even if they're not like, here's how you draw this or that, like it's you get inspiration, or like when I see someone doing something and they're doing it well, I get like pumped up. Like I want to do that thing too. You know, so that's what, you know, I don't think a lot of kids watch this, but I hope that maybe I can inspire a young person to draw more. Like that would be, that to me is a goal. You know, to inspire someone to draw a little bit more. Anybody really, but especially young people, like, because I feel like that's feel like there's so much that you can do with your free time. Like you could play video games, or you can like just sit and watch TV, or you just go outside and do whatever there, which is, none of that's bad. But with young people, it's, I think it's harder for them to make decisions about, like, I'm going to make my free time very productive. So if they can watch my channel and, like, get inspired, like, dude, with my free time now, I want to, like, draw some pictures. Then I think that's a good thing. Same goes for adults, too, but I think adults, it's, well, maybe not, but it's easier to, like, make decisions about your free time and what you're going to do with it. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just going crazy, you know? Because I've been working on this for too long. I have got to wrap this sucker up, guys. Easy hands in there. There we go. Feel like my, it's a brush. I keep dipping it in ink, but I feel like it's running out of juice. And I'll go and put in their pupils here in a second. All right, let's move on up. Like the Jeffersons, moving on up to the Death Star. Good. Got to get a piece of the Death Star. I bet you B Killer, it's either 12 or 24 seconds would be my guess. 16 seconds, okay. That's about what I thought. Yeah, I'd really like to drop the delay down a bit. The issue I have with doing that, and maybe if you have a better way of doing it, let me know, of course, is that I stream to 3 places at once. YouTube and Twitch and Mixer. And with Mixer, you get low latency if you're only streaming to Mixer. If you add in those other things into the mix, then it goes kaputs. And Twitch, I barely get anybody on Twitch. If you're on Twitch watching this now, no offense. I'm just, you know, out of the 3, it's Twitch is the less. And YouTube is the most. I get the most views on YouTube, except for that one day on Mixer. So if I can find a way to get the latency so it's good on Mixer and I'm broadcasting to the other sites as well, that would be awesome. So if anybody has any ideas, please let me know. I'd be more than happy to hear about that. Because all this streaming stuff to me is... it's all magic. I have no idea how any of this stuff works. That's not true. I don't know enough to be like, well, yes, if I change my frames per second, there we go. Let's get this one put in. You know what? I'm switching to the pen for these last guys here. Oh, does it really? Does it do that? I will, this time around, I'm going to go, oh, bye-bye, and then I'm going to wait for 16 seconds before ending it. And we'll see how that goes. But yeah, eventually it would be great to have a solution that's, you know, with the low latency and stuff. All right, we got to get Death Star panels thrown in. And just quick and dirty on them. Quick and dirty. That's how I like it. Oh, God. Colin, quit losing your mind. Quick and dirty Death Star lines. Good stuff. Sure, go for it. Although, I don't know, man. I don't know if that's gonna... I don't know if anybody's gonna spam me. There is the Death Star. I'm happy with that. Let's get in ish. I mean, it could be better, but whatever. Let's get in a little bit more on Vader here. Oh, I hate not having these things organized. It's really irritating. All right, and then let me get in some texture put in on Vader's outfit. Where's the 05? I don't see it. Where did that go? Oh, up there. And then we're going to call it quits here as this is wrapping up rapidly. And I'm liking this. This was a good choice, you guys. Nice to get this done. Hang on. Hello. Hey, I'll be down in a second here. Okay, cool. We can do that. I will look into the moderation tools here when I get a chance here, because that's relatively new to me on Mixer, but definitely something that you're right I should know about. There's some texture on Vader, which is good. I like that. let me get out the white paint pen, which is here. You can start adding in some just little details here and there. And of course, you guys guess what time it is? Stars time. This time I'm going to keep them pretty spread out. No need to absolutely make them like tight packed, but it's really hard too to make them look random when they're essentially not. Yeah, Bee Killer, I'm going to look into that this weekend then, hopefully. Well, probably Monday after the convention's over. Yeah, I'll look into that because that thing comes from the Restream.io chat. So that's probably a setting in there that I'm going to have to look into. All right, but we're rapidly wrapping up here. So you guys tell me what you think of the finished product. And that'll be that for today. I'm going to do an outline on Vader's helmet. Just to give him a little more of a pop, like a Funko. Same with around the arm here. Just I want him to really stand out. And there we go. All right, what do you guys think? Let me know, and I'm going to call this sucker quits for today. I've got a lot to do, but I am glad to have hung out with you guys. Let me sign her up. 18. Oh, and these guys need pupils real quick. I hope they look suitably terrified enough. That turned out pretty awesome. And I'm happy with the end result. So thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Be sure, if you're in the Altoona area, starting tomorrow, Sci-Fi Valley Con, I'll be there, booth I-7. And until then, you guys have a great rest of your day. We'll see you later. Good night.